Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel today. I'm Michael. Today we're going to be talking about attention to detail and focus. In the military world we call that situational awareness, and as my military brethren will let you know, it keeps us alive in the field. It's equally important in the business world. We call it memory, we call it focus, we call it attention to detail. Before I talk to you about that today, I'd like to try a little test. How many of you have Apple devices? Perhaps an iPhone, iTunes, an iPad, or maybe you use a Mac. That's great. Most of you are really loyal to the company and you wouldn't have any other product. But let me ask you a question. How many of you know what the Apple logo is? We're going to try a quick test. I'm going to flash up a whole bunch of possibilities of logos for you. Give you 3 seconds. I'd like you to tell me which one is the correct Apple logo. I'll tell you, and then after we finish, I'm going to tell you why this skill is so important. So did you get the answer? If so, that's great. If you didn't, don't worry about it. Our brain shuts off 85% of everything we see every single day. It deems it to be unimportant. If our brain didn't do that, we go into sensory overload. The problem with this is our brains are picking and choosing what's important for us. Now this is a device we look at every single day if you happen to be an Apple user. How can you look at it every single day and not know what it is? When it comes to iPhone and Apple logos, that's not really going to cause you a problem. However, if you're in the business world or if you're an entrepreneur or small business owner, this is a huge problem. And let me give you an example from real life as to why that is. A number of years ago, I was consulting for a gentleman in Savannah who was trying to get a big contract in Jacksonville, Florida. Went down with him to a meeting in Jacksonville, big CEO. It was the week of the Georgia-Florida game, which if you know anything about that, that's an intense rivalry. We walked into the gentleman's office and had a few minutes before he arrived. I do a quick scan of the office. I assume the gentleman I'm with is doing the same. The CEO walks into the meeting and we get ready to start the meeting. It's really cordial right up until the point in time that the gentleman I was with made a certain statement to the CEO. I think them Jacksonville boys are going to kick the Georgia boys' tail and it's going to be ugly. Now I assume because he was from Savannah, a Georgia boy, but he was in Jacksonville, he assumed that the CEO we were talking to was going to be pro-Florida. That was not the case. The gentleman I was with failed to recognize 3 really important things. First, the gentleman that we were talking to, the CEO, was wearing a UGA ring. Number 2, he had a UGA diploma on the wall. Number 3, if that wasn't bad enough, the gentleman had a lapel pin right on his jacket that said UGA. I mean, come on, seriously? We finished up the meeting, and after the meeting was over, we got in the car, left Jacksonville, started heading back to Savannah, at which point my client said, "So I think the meeting went really well. You think I'm going to get the contract?" My answer to him was, "No way." And as it turns out, he didn't get it because of that one silly little sentence. Boom! $250,000 contract, down the drain. So why did this happen? Because he didn't scan his environment. He didn't have 360-degree awareness. He made assumption. His brain shut off 85% of what was in that office. You don't think you could see a UGA diploma, a ring, and a lapel pin, and you're still going to make statements like that to somebody who's going to give you a huge contract? That happens every single day of the week. You have to make sure it doesn't happen to you. So I'm going to give you 2 really easy things that you can do on a day-to-day basis. They don't cost any money. They're really easy. They're mind games. You can do them in your car. You can do them in your office. You can do them when you're at home. You can do them when you're walking in the street. You can do them in the mall. It doesn't matter where you do them. If you do these 2 exercises, you're going to train your brain to be situationally aware. And people who are situationally aware, who have good attention to detail, do better in the field, i.e. they stay alive, or in the business world they do better because that detail gives them a competitive advantage. Everybody needs a competitive advantage to survive. Now before I give you these 2 tips and tricks that are going to help build your memory, build your focus, and eventually lead up to good situational awareness, you might be saying to me, "Michael, I'm successful. I have good attention to detail. I have good focus. I don't really need to worry about that. I'm sharp as a tack." If you are, God bless you for it, but 99% of us are not. So for the rest of us who are not super geniuses with computer memories, I'm going to give you the 2 tips. But for the 1% of you that are super geniuses with these incredible computer memories, let me ask you a question. Did you happen to notice that I'm not wearing the same shirt that I started the video out with? If you 1% super geniuses with computer memories didn't see that, maybe you want to stick around for these 2 tips. Just saying. So the first one is really easy. It's a memory sketch test. You can do this in your office, you can do this in a doctor's office, a waiting room, you can do this at home, and all you need to do this is a magazine, any magazine that has pictures in it. You study a picture, you study it for 30 seconds. You have a pad of paper. You close it to the page where you know it is, and you try to write in an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper as much detail about that picture as you can see. When you're finished writing the detail, you open the magazine back up again, compare your notes to the photo. If they're close, great. If they're not, don't worry about it. You have plenty of time to work on this. This is one of those daily exercises that you can do that builds the mind. The mind is a muscle. The more you work it out, the stronger it's going to get, and the more focused you're going to be. In the business world, this is going to make a huge difference in your performance. I'm going to give you an even easier exercise that you can actually do every single day. The exercise I'm going to talk to you about right now is called the red, blue, ABC game. It's an exercise. You can do it every single day. You do it in your spare time. It doesn't cost you any money whatsoever. Here's how the exercise works. Every day you pick something red that starts with an A. You pick something blue that starts with an A. The red thing has to be able to fit in your pocket, purse, or briefcase. The blue thing has to be too big for you to carry away from you. You start your day with the mission of walking into the world looking for that red thing that starts with A that'll fit in your pocket, and that blue thing that starts with A that will not fit in your pocket. Do you have any idea of what's going to happen as you walk out of your home and get ready to start your day? You're going to override your brain that wants to shut off 85% of everything you see. Your mind is going to start processing data because with intentionality, you task your mind out at the beginning of the day to look for a certain thing that's a certain color in a certain space. You dictate control over your mind, not the other way around. The next day, B, then C, then D, then E. You have 26 letters in the alphabet. You have numerous colors. Change them up. Do combinations. You start recognizing detail that you never thought you would recognize before. That's going to stop you from saying things that aren't in the best judgment. And more importantly than that, it'll give you opportunities to recognize bonding and cohesion moments. And I can pretty much guarantee you, within 30 to 60 days of doing these exercises, you're going to start seeing things that you never thought you could see before. More importantly, you're taking control over your brain that doesn't want you to see 85% of everything your eyes are looking at. And that level of attention to detail will make you very successful in the business and entrepreneurial world. Thanks for taking the time to stop by and watch this video. If you like this video, I ask that you like it. I ask that you share the channel. There's a little blue MK down in the corner that YouTube puts. If you hover your cursor over that, it'll give you a subscribe button. If you also like this, I'd ask you to share it, anybody you know. And then I've got one final test for you before you go. How many of you actually noticed that I'm wearing the same shirt that I started with and not the shirt that I just left you with? If you picked up on that type of detail, you're on your way. If not, 30 days from now, if I try to pull any of these tricks on you, I'm never going to be able to get them by you. Have a blessed day. Have a wonderful week. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for stopping by and spending time.